Old Roger is dead and gone to grave. Gone to his grave. They planted an apple tree over his head. Over his head. The apple grew ripe and ready to drop. Ready to drop. There came a high wind to blow them all off. Blow them all off. There came an old woman to pick them all up. Pick them all up. Old Roger got up and gave her a knock. Gave her a knock. Ever since yesterday, the news of Buhari's death has been trending nationwide and beyond. And different people have been reacting differently to it, depending on the side of the divide you find yourself. So today I'm going to be looking at the reactions from different Nigerians as regards Buhari's death. We're also going to be taking a look at President Goodluck Jonathan's reaction to Buhari's death and a message he penned down. And lastly, we are going to be looking at the conspiracy theory by Nnamdi Kanu that Buhari died in 2017. But since Buhari is a Fulfude man or a Fulani man or a Hausa man, I decided to do the Hausa version of Old Roger is dead as a condolence, if you would call it. Let's go. Roger don't die then foot and for ground. Foot and for ground. Sometimes for dogoyaro on top in head. On top in head. Kai dogoyaro don't grow, come get and pikin. Get and pikin. Now back to what I said earlier. We are going to be taking a look at reactions from Nigerians as regards the death of Buhari. So let's dive right in. But let's go. Okay, let's go. Our first reaction is from Tuso Van. He says, the evil and useless Nigerian former President Buhari died in a hospital in London, UK. Typical example of a useless African leader who seeks medical attention in Western countries because they fail to build a decent healthcare system at home. The next reaction is from Rino Oduala. She says, a failure in life and death. You couldn't even die in your own country. You won't be remembered well. The next reaction is from Chidi Odinkalu, CGOF. He says, Nigerian current rulers may need to be reminded those who die in foreign hospital only get to return to the country as cargo. They don't pass through immigration. Rather, we clear them through custom NG as imports. If you don't want this, build a hospital that can work for you. This is from Rino again. Buhari lost election in 2011 in Nigeria and close to 1,000 people were slaughtered in 3 days by his supporters. Coppers were murdered. Homes and businesses were burnt down. Lives were ruined. The next one is a positive reaction, okay, from All Things Ariwa. He says, a man who walked with purpose, led with resolve, and left with honor. From the dusty path of Daura to the corridors of power, Buhari gave his all to Nigerians. Now he walks no more, but his footsteps will echo throughout history. Rest well, Baba. Okay, we have other reactions like reaction from our president, Goodluck Jonathan. Okay, it is with a heavy heart and profound sense of national loss that I received the news of the passing of former President Muhammadu Buhari, who died at the age of 82. President Buhari was a notable leader, patriot, and elder statesman who served our beloved nation both as military head of state and president to the best of his abilities. We can say his abilities were not good enough, but let's go. He will be remembered as a courageous leader, a disciplined officer, and a committed public servant who made considerable considerations or contributions towards the peace and progress of our dear nation. The late president was deeply admired across the strata of society for his decency, integrity, and exemplary life of service. You sure? As a leader, he was selfless in his commitment to his duty and served the country with character and a deep sense of patriotism. In his passing, Nigeria has lost one of its foremost leaders. And I have lost a respected colleague and elder. His legacy will continue to endure in the hearts of all who value sacrifice, integrity, perseverance, and devotion to national ethos. On behalf of my family and the Good Luck Jonathan Foundation, I extend my heartfelt condolence to his immediate family, the good people of Katsina, and all Nigerians who mourn this great loss. May Allah forgive his shortcomings and accept his good deeds and grant him Janatwa Fidaus, whatever it is, JEG. Okay, now we're going to be seeing some reactions to Jonathan's message. The first reaction here says, why did he die in a foreign land? Why are you likely to die in a foreign land? Why is Tinubu likely to die in a foreign land? You Nigerian leaders are dragging Africans backward. The next reaction says, the good die young, sir. He is in heaven already. God knows all. The next reaction says, boo-boo that almost rendered all your efforts useless. Political correctness. The next reaction says, Nigeria did not lose anything, sir. We Nigerians will never forgive him. His death means nothing to us. Okay? The next reaction says, the wicked perish. There are shouts of joy. Proverbs 11:10. Please, we don't need all this political correctness. The next message says, lo, our political elites are just the same. God help you people, liars. The next message says, Oga, stop lying. And then the last reaction for today, Buhari was a notable leader, is quoting Jonathan's message. Patriot and elder statesman who served our beloved nation as both a military head of state and president to the best of his abilities. His abilities as a civilian leader plunged our country into various recessions. Here you have it. And on the flip side, there are Nigerians, particularly from northern Nigerians, who are celebrating the passing of President Muhammadu Buhari, as reported by different media outlets. But let's take this reaction from Fares, and he says, people are running around the streets of Kano and shouting, Buhari is dead, and celebrating. Even the South didn't do that. Wallahi, Arewa, we are facing a serious challenge. And then we'll be looking at a statement from Garba, the presidential spokesperson to Muhammadu Buhari, who stated recently that the story of rat invading Aso Rock was invented to distract Nigerians from Buhari's ailing health in 2017, giving allusion to the statement credited to Nnamdi Kanu that Buhari died in 2017. Well, let's hear Nnamdi Kanu say this with his mouth.
Buhari is dead and buried in a shallow grave in Saudi Arabia. Aisha Buhari was there. She came back from what they call the lesser Hajj. She was wearing black. She was mourning. If you look at the pictures that were circulated at that point in time, you will see the smug, or should I say, the forlorn faces of northern governors. A minute silence was held at the AU for a late Buhari. Even Her Britannic Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II, also penned a condolence message to the people of Nigeria before the cabal took over and asked her to rescind it, which she did. Buhari is dead, and I'm prepared to stake Biafra on it. If you, Dele Momodu, can go and prove to me, I'm not asking you to do anything too complex. If you can go and ask this man you call Buhari, whoever it is in Asarok, to come outside, don't do very much, address a panel of Nigerian youths, maybe 20 of them, and speak Buhari's mother tongue, which is Fulfude. I will give up Biafra. I will apologize to him, and I will submit myself to any authority on this earth to do with me as they please. There is no Buhari. Jubril was there. Jubril followed Abakari to Cuba and ran away from there and never came back. The man you have now in Asarok is from Niger Republic. His name is Yusuf Abubakar Muhammad. That's his name. Yusuf Abubakar Muhammad. Even Shekau knows who he is personally and was mentioning his name as well. It is not Buhari.
At the end, what's your take on this? On which of the side of the divide do you belong to? Let's get your take on this.